So in this week's Curiosity Corner, we asked this question. 2 Kings 2 verse 11 says that as they were walking along and talking together, suddenly a great chariot of fire with horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them, and Elijah went up to heaven in a weary wind. So if Elijah can go to heaven, that simply means that Jesus Christ is not the only way to heaven, because he told us that nobody can come to the Father except through him. But the Bible clearly shows that Elijah did go to heaven. So which one is which? Some time ago, I made a video establishing the fact that the men of old who were righteous did go to heaven. But this video kind of brought about a little confusion. How can they go to heaven without Jesus? If they can, that means that Jesus Christ is not the only way, according to John 14 verse 6. Which says, and Jesus answered, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Now, let me explain. Job 1 verse 6 says, now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came along with them. This verse kind of makes you wonder, where were the sons of God before? And by the sons of God, we mean angels. So, when John 14 verse 6 says, and Jesus answered, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. It kind of helps the verse to make sense. So, when it says that no one has gone into heaven except he that came from heaven, the Son of Man, according to John 3 verse 13, it simply means that no one has been able to appear in the presence of God except him. By him, I mean Jesus Christ. Ephesians 2 verse 18 says, for through him we both have access to the Father by one Spirit. Now the question is, Elijah went to heaven, right? Yes. Which part? Genesis 1 verse 1 tells us that in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Emphasis on the heavens. So, in other words, it wasn't one heaven that was created. Deuteronomy 10 verse 14 says, to the Lord your God belongs the heavens, even the highest heavens, the earth and everything in it. So, where is the heavens and where is the highest heavens? When you read Hebrews 11, it gives us a list of the men of old who were able to access righteousness through their faith in God. But Hebrews 11 verse 16 says, instead, they were longing for a better country, a heavenly one. Therefore, God was not ashamed to be called their God, for he had prepared a city for them. This verse tells us that God knew that these men of old were righteous because they had faith in